Now that I have your attention, subscribe to my YouTube channel Celestina Monkey, which also serves as TFM's backup YouTube channel, in case he has his channel taken down, or can't upload to his main channel again. Also please subscribe to TFM's BitChute. It automatically mirrors all videos uploaded to both YouTube channels, and if TFM is ever driven from YouTube entirely, that is what he will be uploading. Lastly, you can follow me on Instagram, and TFM on Twitch. All links will be in the description. Thank you for your time, and enjoy the video.
CNN asked, what single thing would you change to achieve gender equality? And this is basically them interviewing random women on International Women's Day. And this is what they said the one thing they would change.
Honestly, to improve.
Oh, yeah, watch out for that auto-playing bullshit, man. That'll get you.
I can neither confirm nor deny it might have been me.
Okay. But, so they interviewed all these women, and they just gave these milquetoast answers about, because clearly women aren't really oppressed. I mean, even women in the back of their head, they know they're not fucking oppressed. They just claim oppression because they want more free shit. So let's just go through.
They want to be oppressed into the headboard.
Well, no, they want free shit. That's all it is.
Right.
It's like women, they claim, gender equality, yay. But then, of course, when gender equality doesn't benefit women, they don't want gender equality. So it has nothing to do with gender equality. It's all about like what benefits women. It's just women wanting more free shit paid for by men. And actually, some of this comes through. So we'll start off with Ashley Graham, model. Honestly, to improve gender equality, we need to ensure that women see themselves portrayed. All women see themselves portrayed in media, fashion, beauty, and beyond. This isn't completely self-serving for a female model to say that to fight gender equality, we need more female representation in modeling. Like, first of all,
fat.
Well, I don't even know. I don't even care. But
yeah, she's one of those Fat Lives Matter.
Oh, she's a Fat Lives Matter model. But no, okay. Yeah. I love it when these women, they basically promote their whatever benefits them as, I know how to fight patriarchy. Just give me money, give me work. Like that. Mm-hmm. That's how we fight patriarchy.
Unless you're a grid girl.
Yeah, fuck you then. If you're an attractive woman that guys actually want to see. Bob Bland. Bob Bland sounds like a man's name. Co-founder of the Women's March. Is he a trans man? What's going on there?
No, it's a dude. It's just like a lot of these feminist organizations, which is pretty hilarious. They're actually financed, led, and run by men. Like if you remember the Eastern Bloc Ukrainian chicks, Femin.
Oh my God.
They were like the punk rock female activists. That whole feminine organization is run by men.
You know what? I learned something recently too. Antifa and Black Lives Matter are run by women.
Yes.
So isn't that interesting that you have these feminist organizations run by men, but then the far left violent communist organizations are led by women?
It's a Scooby-Doo mystery.
Anyway, if there's one single thing I would change to improve gender equality where I am, it would be to listen to women. Like, perfect cuck answer. Congratulations. Like, what do you think all of society does at all times other than listen to women? That's all we ever do. Fucking, if listening to women smashes the patriarchy never would have fucking got off the ground. It would have been smothered in its crib at infancy if listening to women was all that was required. Let's see. Caitlyn Jenner, another dude. What the fuck? Well, it's supposed to be like we asked women what they would do to smash the patriarch. Let's talk to this mangina and this transsexual. My path to womanhood was very different. No shit. And through that process, I feel like I learned a lot about women. Women are brought up to be kind of emotionally weaker, physically weaker, because they are. I've always been inspired by strong women. Sure you have.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, and in particular, both my Bruce. Yeah, in particular, both my daughters. He cites his daughters as strong women, inspiration. Like, bitch, you were like, wasn't he like an Olympian athlete and stuff like that?
Yes. Yeah,
he's
gold
like,
medalist.
Yeah, your fucking Instagram model daughters are so strong. Fuck, like, oh my God, I mean, at least he had the decency to cut his own dick off, to kind of like make it official. too many of these manginas, they leave like
Oh my God.
this husk of a penis on their crotch, just as like to remember. Like they look down on it, it's like this, this shriveled
Right.
raisin of a penis, and they're like, "I was a man once, in the long,
Right.
long ago."
Yes. Well, I wonder how empowered he's going to think they are when they release their sex videos.
Fuck.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's dumb. Like, what if Caitlyn and Caitlyn and Kendall? What have they done that is inspiring, other than be famous? Like, and it takes no effort for a woman to be famous. She just has to be pretty. No talent required. No accomplishments required. Just be pretty, and you're famous.
Right.
In fact, or put out a sex tape. When A fails, put out a sex tape. And if you're because you don't have to be that. Like, what's her face? Paris Hilton isn't that attractive. She has kind of a fucked up face, but she put out a sex tape and she got like a reality show because why not?
Or you can be quasi-famous and suck on a bloody tampon like Giovanna Plowman.
I don't even know who that is. So apparently she's not that famous.
Oh, you haven't heard about that one? Okay, never mind.
Is she a vampire? Why is she sucking on tampons?
I don't know. She just did it for the attention, and she sucked on one of her bloody tampons and got all of this attention. Started getting all this fame. Started getting fans. Started getting hate.
Why don't you see that?
Loving it.
Why don't you see that in vampire movies? Like the mafia vampire guy just with a tampon hanging out of his mouth like a cigar.
Exactly.
I honestly don't know.
You come to me on the day of my daughter's wedding, and he's got like a tampon in his mouth.
Right. He can like put the string between his teeth so it just like hangs out.
He's got it between his two fingers like a cigar, and the string is just dangling there. He's like sucking on
Oh, that's wrong.
You would think,
and he like puts his hand out, kisses the tampon.
And there've been like vampire comedies. I mean, why hasn't someone made that, like, even an SNL sketch? Nobody's done that. It's so obvious. Anyway.
Yeah.
There we go.
There you go, writers. There's your next movie.
There we go. I
2019.
just made you at least an SNL bit. That's a bit right there. Just he goes to go meet with the king of the vampires, and he's sucking on a tampon the whole time.
You know what though? I think that could at least be straight to video. Come on. I've seen some pretty horrible shit that goes straight to video. Now, granted, I was drunk, but still.
Right. I mean, that could be a Smosh TV skit. That's how easy that is. I'm not even talking like competent writers or cinematography. I'm just talking like it'd be a good like joke. Be good like 10-second.
Exactly.
It could be a Vine clip, and Vine's gone. But I'm just saying.
Right.
Oh my goodness.
See, we're doing the community service here. We're trying to help people out.
We're helping. We're giving back. We're giving back.
All right, artistic expression. Exactly.
Right. Yeah, so Andrea Day, I always say it starts with people's perception. You know what I mean. So one of the things I always say is that as women, it starts when communities come together. They value themselves. They value each other. What I love kind of fucking word salad shit?
Feminists? Yeah, I love how feminists always talk this shit. They speak in platitudes. Like they would make politicians envious with how many platitudes they speak. And this fucking word salad this bitch speaks, it's amazing. And she said fucking nothing.
Right.
Other than
what would you the question was, what is the one thing you would do to achieve gender equality? And her answer was, well, it starts with people's perception. You know what I mean? So one of the things I always say is that as women, it starts with communities come together. They value themselves. What? Do you need me to repeat the question? So yeah, she's a singer. She obviously she's retarded.
She's a fucking word salad generator. That's what she is.
Right. She sings things that other people write for her. Dee Rees, screenwriter and director. So maybe she has a couple brain cells that could be rubbed together. I think anybody whose name is Ree, there's a problem. Oh, that's what about Reese's peanut butter cups?
I don't eat them. Sorry, I stay away from Ree where I can.
What? But peanut butter cups.
Now the Ree likes me apparently.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I don't know if we could be friends anymore if you don't like peanut butter cups. All right, I think it would be I think it would be that
you have to
men get
understand that
asked
I would give you the peanut butter cups. You can have them all. You can have all the peanut butter cups.
all. Oh, I see. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go. See, I get you. All right. I think it would be that men get asked these same questions on the carpet as women. We're constantly asked to interrogate our gender, and men aren't. Fuck. What the fuck? So this woman's retarded, and there's like a 180-degree separation between her perception of reality and actual reality. So she says, I think it would be that men get asked the same question on the carpet as women. We're constantly asked to interrogate our gender, and men aren't. Men are put under the gun all the fucking time. What are you doing to stop gender inequality? What are you doing? And it's like they're always asked, like, you need to sign up for this. You need to pledge this. You need to support this. You need to cut a check for this. Gender equality.
Well, let's start with the first fucking 15 minutes you meet a woman, okay? Let's just bring this to reality for a minute. What do you do for work? What are your life goals? What kind of car do you drive? Oh, women are constantly interrogating men to the point of shit tests. What is this woman talking about? See, Reed. That's her name, Reed.
Well, I know she's her perception of reality is 180 degrees from reality. Gosh, how many more of these?
Absolutely.
We're going to skip a couple. I don't want to spend too much more time. Okay, here we go.
Oh, my God.
Maysoon al-Daluji, Iraqi member of parliament. If there is a single issue that I would choose, it would be education, and further education. Yeah, I mean, because why would you want a fertility rate? In fact, there was a thing on Twitter. Fucking InfoWars and Stefan Molyneux are sharing this tweet saying that 88% of German migrants, the women don't work. I'm like, no shit. How do you think they're outbreeding you? It's like, this isn't rocket science. Like, their women aren't working. Their women are having babies. Your women are working. Your women aren't having babies. Ergo, your fertility rate is shit, and theirs isn't, and that's why they're replacing you.
Well, there is the other side of that, too. You have to understand that majority of those migrants are unemployed, so they could be fucking all day long while, like, men actually go to work.
Well, no, these are the women. The women. 88% of the women, the female migrants are unemployed. Okay. I don't know what the male is, but 88%, they don't have any jobs. We're not even talking like, any minimum wage thing at all. Like, they just don't work. They just sit around all day having babies and sucking up welfare, which is what women do anyway. But, it's like I was not talking to someone, but there's a quote I read saying that if society can't sustain itself through, replacement, then it's a failed society. It could be based on the most loftiest principles and it can be all utopian and great. But if it doesn't produce children and doesn't replicate itself and doesn't sustain itself generation after generation, then it's communism. Like, communism is great until you run out of money and everyone starts dying. That's why communism fails. It doesn't fail in the first 5 years. It fails in like the first generation because you eventually run out of money and then everyone starts starving to death. In the same way,
you saw that with Venezuela. I mean,
and you saw that
Venezuela when he. Go ahead.
We saw that in the 20th century. It's full of examples of communism. It's really popular and great for like a couple decades, and then everything starts going to shit. And so the same thing, you can create this utopian society that is based on these lofty principles about gender equality and the dignity of individuals. But if you don't have enough kids and your society dies, it's essentially like communism. It's a great idea on paper that doesn't actually work in reality.
Right.
So yeah, there you go. Yeah.
I mean, the sad part about it is education is the way out of poverty. But in order to get out of poverty or to change that demographic, you have to have ownership in the education, and you have to have some level of merit. And communism is the antithesis of merit or merit-based society. So when you take merit out of the equation, everybody becomes mediocre, and when they become mediocre, your society goes to shit.
I want to point out that this Iraqi politician looks exactly like Angela Merkel. Like, she looks like Angela Merkel's body double. How does that even happen?
When women get to a certain age, they all like morph into the same thing.
Okay. It's like how Downey kids all have the same face regardless of what race they are.
Yes, right,
so
right. It's like the wall. The wall comes for them all.
I still contend that Downeys are goblins replaced at birth by the Goblin King. I saw a documentary in the 80s about it. It had David Bowie.
Yeah, I saw that. It was very compelling.
It really presented a strong case.
Yes.
Oh God, I think
Stronger. Hey, listen, there's a stronger case for that than there is for feminism.
I'm like, okay, so I think this might be the last one. This really one takes the cake. Margaret Cho, actress and comedian. We can have gender equality. We can have gender equality by having gender equality. It's not that hard to have gender equality. You did it. You did it, Margaret. That's so profound. Hashtag
Low-cal lives.
Yeah, brave and stunning and brave.
Low-cal lives matter.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's like and this is the kind of shit like a 12-year-old child would say.
Right.
And she's like, look, she's prominently featured in this article. Like, look at her. Oh my God. Like, this is about Asian women.
A prominent female comedian.
And Asian women are weird because they're young, like 10 years longer than most other women, but then they go into like this chrysalis stage and they emerge as old ladies.
Right.
So yeah, the wall has come for Margaret Cho. And yeah, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with this article. But yeah, that's CNN asking random women what they would do to achieve gender equality. And as you can see, they have no fucking solutions because, I mean, you ask men, like, if there's a tangible goal, like how are we going to do X, Y, or Z? Men will actually come up with some kind of it may not be correct. I mean, yes, like a communist or someone who like an anarchist, what their plans are. It may not be consistent, but they'll have plans. They'll have concrete, easily logical plans to achieve the goal. So they asked women, how do you achieve gender equality? What's the one thing you could do to achieve gender equality? And it was just bullshit. You should listen to women. And in fact, a man said that. Fucking, we should have gender equality by having gender equality. Or the fucking model, we could have gender equality by giving me more work. We could have gender equality by fucking just Angela Merkel's body double, which is
education.
Yeah,
like
educate women until they stop having kids, and then your fertility hits the bed. Yay, gender equality.
I think the $1 million question here is, what rights do men have that women don't?
Oh no, there aren't. In fact, there was a feminist. There's a really good conversation between Steven Crowder and this feminist on his channel, where he asked her that question, and she even admitted women actually have more rights, and there are no rights that men have that women don't. So when it comes to equal rights, that's already been achieved. The problem isn't equal rights. The problem is women aren't achieving. Basically, it's equal outcomes, but they don't want to use the term equal outcomes. They use words like women just aren't achieving, or they're not represented, or they're not this and that. Well, it has nothing to do with rights. It has to do with basically men and women are different. There's biological differences.
Well, no, the problem is that they don't want anybody else to stand up for what they believe. They do not. It's like fucking Oz, right? They show up to the wizard and they're like, "Don't look behind the curtain," or you'll see the truth. Right. And it is absolutely ridiculous. And so, this idea about, women have all the rights that men have, and they have more privileges than men have, but we're going to go ahead and move the goalposts anyway, because facts don't matter, because observable reality doesn't matter, because my emotional thinking and my personal interests matter more than equality. It's retarded, because the thing about it is that their whole situation internally conflicts with itself, let alone anything else. So it's sad.
Yeah, they say they want gender equality, but they've already been past that. And now it's like, well, we want equal representation. But then in cases where women are overrepresented, like in college graduates, there's zero impetus to correct that. So it's like, oh, we want equal, no, because women have more rights than men, no complaints. And then when women have more representation than men, there's no complaints. So basically, this train has no brakes. If you want to know what is feminism's goal, it's more. They just want more. And no matter how much more is, they're always going to want more. And eventually, men are going to have to say no. And no matter, at some point, every man has their line. At some point, men are going to have to say no. And I think whatever your line is, maybe you think, oh, it's okay that women have more rights than men. It's okay that women are overrepresented in things like college graduates and nothing's being done to address that. Whatever your line is, you're going to eventually reach a line where women are going to demand too much. And you're going to be like, okay, that's unreasonable. I'm going to have to put my foot down. But it's going to get there. So why not just do that now? Why not just cut to the chase? Why wait until men are so oppressed that by the time you finally put your foot down, it's already too late?
Well, the problem is that the longer that people wait to restore the balance and to recreate the social contract between men and women, the more extreme, the more violent, and the more painful that process is going to be. Because the farther the pendulum swings one direction, the farther it's going to come back and swing to the other. And if it does that, I mean, it's going to be worse for everybody.
Right. Well, it's like I use the example of in the 60s, before there was the Great Society, single mothers didn't get paid for being single mothers. Welfare was mostly kept for widows and orphans, basically people who didn't have any family. But starting with the Great Society, single mothers started getting paid to be single mothers, and you saw the single motherhood rate explode. Like, look up a chart of the percentage of single mothers by race. You can see it goes straight up for all races. It has nothing to do with genetics. It's because of welfare. But
it's funny you mentioned that, because yesterday I did a Red Eye stream with Stacey King, and we were having a conversation. And I asked her about, because she's in the Eastern Bloc. I asked her. I said, "So, talk to me about the welfare state in Bulgaria." And kind of how that affects the single mother rate. And she said, single mothers, either they number one, they either have to get a husband or they have to be extremely talented, but they don't get welfare, or the welfare they get is extremely minimal, and it's temporary for every child they have. So like they can't just be pumping out kids.
Right.
And basically what she was saying is that they don't really have a welfare state. And so that's part of the reason why they're more traditional. The other thing that she said was funny, which is a complete tangent. Apparently, and you'll like this is hilarious. Okay. Apparently, the EU gave Bulgaria a bunch of money because Bulgaria was a pass-through state for illegal immigrants from the Middle East. Right. And she said that Bulgaria took that money from the EU and they fucking built a wall.
Nice job, Bulgaria. Didn't need to be done.
Yep.
She goes, yeah, they gave them a bunch of money for immigration, and she goes, and none of the immigration centers got any improvements at all. They just took all that money and they built a big ass wall.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know what? That's the thing. Like, and the point is when people get called, "Oh, you're a racist, you're this and that," you just say, "Shut up, I don't care, fuck you." That's right. Bulgaria. I guarantee that's what Bulgaria said when people were from the EU, like, "Hey, we didn't give you that money to build a wall." It was like, "Shut up, I don't care, fuck you." Do something, bitch.
So Eastern Europe.
Anyway,
I have to pay back that money.
Yeah, go eat a dick. I got your money right here. You can suck it out one drop at a time.